We have one of the most powerful manifesting new moons of the year. Yes, new moon is when you set your intention, you sow your seeds for what it is your heart desires. And in this update, I'm going to share with you why this is the most powerful manifesting new moon of the year and how you can best use this energy. It is combined with a whole planetary lineup that's amplifying all the energy, especially around wealth, abundance, relationships, love, all the desires of the heart. I'll share with you the remedies, the best practices, and what you need to watch out for as well. Hi, I'm Prema and welcome to Chart Your Path. I am so glad that you're here. Love if you subscribe if you haven't already, and also if you don't know what your Vedic Astrology ascendant or moon sign is, you can get the free chart calculator. The link is down below. On June 6th, we have the new moon in Taurus in Vedic astrology at 22 degrees. It's in Rohini Nakshatra at 5:38 a.m. Pacific time. And this is, as I said, one of the most powerful new moons of the year because it's in the place in the heavens in the sign of Taurus and in the nakshatra of Rohini. I will break all that down, but Rohini is the moon, which is also in this placement the queen in the Sacred Wealth Code system. It is the moon's favorite star, favorite place in the heavens, and it happens to spend a little bit more time there, so its manifesting power is very strong. Taurus is the natural second house of the zodiac, although in your chart, it's going to mean something specific because it rules a specific house in your chart. I'm speaking of it collectively for us. And it's a very earthy and grounded sign. One of the great things about earth signs is we can get some traction. This is very good for security. We can build things that last. And Taurus is very much about fulfilling our earthly desires. It's important to walk with a foot in both worlds, our spiritual world, our inner world, and the physical world. We can't get out of it. We've got to do both. And this gives us that opportunity to really build things that last. But when we get just focused on the physical world too much, that's where we get stuck in things. So we want to have that beautiful balance between the inner world and the outer world. This really does help us fulfill our desires around wealth, abundance, money, love, and has a real focus on harmony and creativity and beauty as well. So it's powerful for setting our intentions around material wealth and love to help create stability. This Taurus energy focused on our not only our personal values, but also our family values. It is perfect for a practical new beginning. And with all the other energy that we have going on currently, I talk about all the energy in the June update, and the link is down below for that. And in the June update, I talk about the Saraswati yoga, all the energy going on, but I do want to touch in on that here as well, because we have Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, the sun, and the moon all lined up in Taurus. And in fact, Venus is technically combusts the sun. It's within a degree. If you had clear skies on the 3rd of June, there's this beautiful planetary lineup where you could see them all lined up in the heavens as well. Now, Jupiter is going to be in this placement for a whole year, gracing Taurus. And Venus will be here till mid-month or so. And Venus is that great planet of love, of relationship, of creativity. It's the connector and the artist in the Sacred Wealth Code system. And Venus is the pleasures of life. It's our wealth, and it is within the degree of the sun. And so when it's combust like that, it's interesting because it's switching from being a morning star to an evening star. So it's moving, it's behind the sun, it's being combust the sun means you can't really see the planet during that time, but it's being purified by the sun. Its energy is being amplified, and it's moving fast, and it's also activating all the energy that Venus is associated with: our emotions, our love, our creativity, our soul evolution, and matters of the heart. This really can create an emotional clearing. So if there's emotions coming up on this new moon, let them come up and let them move through. use breath work for that, use journaling for that. You can talk it out with somebody who's near and dear with you. Emotions are very much like the weather. We can't contain them, or they get stuck within us. We want to let them blow through like the weather and just breathe it through us. Venus is really wonderful here for setting our new intentions around our relationships. It also can bring deep insights. It can come up during this time. We can have those real aha moments around relationships. And if you've been going through something challenging or a change or something big in relationship, it really can help to clarify that, clarify some of the problems. That answer you've been looking for could actually drop in around this new moon. And it's also can bring in a completion in relationship. It could also bring in something new within an old relationship, or within, a new, as in a new relationship. And an undercurrent there is it really can help us to have a deeper intimacy. Look, when we are open and we are honest and not stuck in the past in our connections or in our relationships, that can create a closeness. It can create an intimacy. So be open to that happening around this new moon and around setting your intentions around relationship, whether you have that intention around a specific relationship or just relationships in general, or the relationship you want to draw into. The new moon is in Rohini Nakshatra, and Rohini is actually ruled by the moon, the queen. And again, this is one of the most powerful lunar mansions for manifesting, because the moon spends more time here as the moon travels around in its cycle around the sky, and as it moves through the zodiac. Within Taurus is the nakshatra of Rohini, the group of stars, and it spends more time there than in any other placement in the sky. It's a very feminine placement. The moon is feminine, so is Venus. It's fecund. It is a place of creativity, and it's growth oriented. The great nurturer is the other archetype for the moon, and the great nurturer is all about growth. And in order to grow, we need to be fed. We need to be, just like the tree, you fertilize the tree or the plant and then it grows. So this is very helpful for growing something that lasts in particular, because Taurus, grounded, it's got a lot of stability to it, helps us to create things that last. So plant your seeds for your heart's desires, for something that can really grow over the coming months. So you'll want to tune into that. You really want to tune into your heart, either with new moon meditation or just taking the time and a few breaths, tuning into your heart. What is your heart really wanting you to sow, to plant the seeds for, so that you can grow? Something you can grow that's either around finances and security and wealth, creativity, love, relationship, or again, domestic, family type relationship, something related to your sense of security. And there's nothing wrong with having a sense of security. We all need that. We don't want to be stuck in that. But there's a lot that we can create to give us that sense of security. And if we feel more secure, then we also can stretch and grow and expand more. Rohini is ruled by Lord Brahma, the god of manifestation, another powerful energy to this, and also called the red one because it's associated with Aldebaran, within the bull, the red star, and with fertility and with creation, again, growth. This placement has an ability to allow, to receive, to draw things to it. Venus also is an interesting planet because Venus spins in the opposite direction than the other planets. It draws things to it, which is another reason why it's good for manifestation. So in order to manifest and create, we also have to be open to receiving. And that is very much of a feminine principle. This is really about creating something that lasts in our hearts and here on earth. But we have to, be in that frequency in order to be a match for that, what we want to create. So as well as really tuning into what it is you want, how do you want to feel, and what is it that you might need to release also that would really allow you to receive what it is your heart's desires. That conscious creation principle, that's woven throughout all of my programs and my teachings. It's very important. We just really need to know, what do we need to sweep out of the way? What do we need to clear out of the way so that we can naturally let that flow through us? So if you're wanting to start a new direction, especially with money, family security, relationship, love, matters of the heart, wealth, something new in your business that will bring that wealth in, emotional fulfillment, then this is a perfect time to intend that practical new beginning. This yoga, the three benefics all lined up. Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and Sun and Moon joining it for extra new moon bonus here, all about abundance and growth. Okay, now that's all also shining its light on Scorpio in Vedic astrology. And so Scorpio is getting this big beam of light from all those planets. So where's Scorpio in your chart? And or are you a Scorpio ascendant or moon? This is really beneficial for you as well. So, really carve out the time to get conscious around this new moon and what it is that you do want to create. We're going to see some really good results from this. Many of you will be very pleased from what unfolds over the next few months. Remember, when we're building something that's going to last, we are going to see it unfold over time. So what I want to invite you to do is to tune into what it is your heart really desires. And I would love for you to comment, let me know what that is for you. What is it that you're bringing in on this new moon? And be open to the shifts in your relationships. Really important, because there's some great ahas that could come, some stuck energy that could really move, some things that could end, some things that could beginning, because the Venus energy here. Be open to the shift. Really important. So how do you be open to the shift? You let go of your attachments. And, on the shadow side, Venus can be very attached to things. When we're attached to things staying the same, nothing new can come in, and everything that we want that we don't already have is in the realm of something new and unknown. Use your creative energy. This creative energy we have in this placement has a lot of and flow to it, even though it's in Taurus and it creates stability. So move your body. Dance, sing, enjoy music, play music, listen to music. If whatever your art form is, express it, whether that's beautifying your home or you're a traditional artist in some way, or your garden or yard. Get creative. Journal down your intentions. What is it that you are intending? Tune into your heart for that. But then allow yourself a stream of consciousness and really journal that down. The process we have in the Sacred Wealth Code Journal is really wonderful for that. In fact, there's some great meditations that are connected and links in that in the journal. Move your body. Dance, exercise, get that energy moving. Meditation, of course, meditation. We need to quiet this outer world so we can really tune in to hear what's bubbling under the surface. We may think we want something. Have you ever created something that you got there and you're like, I don't really want this. I don't want anything to do with this. That's usually from the head. We want to tune in, really tune in. Spend some time in meditation, let those downloads happen. There's a very soul opening energy along with all these planets being together. So some things could come through that maybe you really haven't heard before or sensed before. So give yourself this time. And it's a wonderful time to spend time with friends and family too. If you want to know how all the energy is working with your chart, and then links down below for personal readings with me. I do one-on-one readings. Of course, I have programs and courses and different tools and things you can get. All those links are down below. I do a full moon healing circle on the full moon every month. I'm looking forward to the full moon this month. And if you're interested in the Sacred Wealth Code work, that's really helping you to understand what your gifts are, where your shadow is, where purpose and prosperity intersects in your chart. I have different resources. You can get the free quiz, which will give you one of your archetypes. You can come in and get a Sacred Wealth Code reading and really understand, where is purpose and prosperity in my chart, your whole Sacred Wealth Code. You could check out my book, my journal, and the oracle cards as well. Links are on my website. or on Amazon, Your Sacred Wealth Code. I love to hear what's going on for you, so please do leave me a comment, share this, subscribe. That helps for the word to get out, and I so appreciate you being part of the community. All right, so much love.